what's up, beautiful people? In this video, I'm gonna show you how to create the perfect grow bag mix using Coco Coir and some other fertilizers. Let's get to it. What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Don't Keep Up with the Joneses. 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 What's up, great people? It's me, Ricky Jones Jr. back again for another video. And like I said, we will be setting up some grow bags today for outside so that we can grow some vivacious vegetables, okay? And so I will be doing this in a way to show you all how you could do it. Like I said, using Coco Coir. In previous videos, I've used peat moss, but I've grown to show come back to my affection for Coco Coir. I was trying to figure out the right words without being like, too extra. But nonetheless, I'm reminded in doing the seedlings that I did in the previous video how much I love Coco Coir, largely because those seedlings have been doing so much better than the ones that I did in soil. And so I'm gonna start using Coco Coir again in my grow bags, in my raised beds, and in any other type growing situation in which I am growing. So I'm gonna show you what you should do, what you can do to have the results that you also desire as I do, which is for vivacious, very great vegetables, okay? Alright, and click that subscribe button if you haven't done so thus far. I appreciate it. It helps. And click that thumbs up as well so it can show other people this great video that you are about to be a part of. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to talk you through it, show you what you can do, and put links down below for everything that I'm talking about because I don't want you to miss out on anything that we are talking about. Let's go! Before you get started, what you need to do is put your Coco Coir in a situation in which you can give it life. Again, which life being water in this scenario. And so I have it in my wool barrel, and adding the water to the Coco Coir will give it its life again because it has been dried out. I wanted to show you all in that just demonstration, but obviously I'm going to need more water that I'm about to grab. But that is what you will do, that is what you should do to bring it back to its full vibrancy that it was in before it was dry. So let me add some more water and then we'll get to the rest of things. And when adding your water, it's best to start with less than what you need and then add, as opposed to having too much than you need, because unless you can add more Coco Coir to the situation, it becomes a soupy mess, in which I've done that before, and really there's no way of recovering from that mess. And so we're just gonna make sure everything is saturated nicely. All right, that should be good. Well, really in some cases you can just go ahead and break things up because it has been dried in various clumps and things like that. But you can even see like the outside is nice and wet, but the inside is still dry. And so we're just gonna break it up so that every crevice of the Coco Coir gets that water treatment, which again is gonna bring it back to life to the point in which we have the ability to use it. Now I'm even showing you all this as well because I've just used the Coco Coir without giving it its saturation and vibrancy back, and it did not work out well at all. It stayed in these chunks. I thought adding water to the grow bags would allow for these to expand and grow, but quite honestly it did not. And so I was like, oh, okay, let me be mindful of that going forward when I do this again, which that's today with you all right now. Just making sure that we do take this extra step and necessary step of breaking everything down, but then also too making sure everything is nice and saturated. So this is what you will do when it's your turn to do what it is that I'm doing. And so I'm gonna definitely add some more water, but not much. We're pretty much there, quite honestly. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is good to go. But then it's, again, also great to use the wool barrel because it just keeps everything together. Or if any container, you may have a storage container or something that you can do this in. But just make sure you have the ability to move things around as you see me doing, because it all is purposeful and necessary. So I'm just clean my hands off, and then we'll go to these next steps. So at this point, I just want to show you all the ingredients that we're going to use. First, we're going to use, well, not first, but the fertilizer we're going to use is bone meal. That's going to help with the roots aspect of the seedlings and the overall plants itself be nice and strong. Then we have the sustain, which gives you that 4-6-4 mix. It's just a beautiful blend in which I use all the time, every time there's a need for fertilizer. And then we have some Simply Grow worm castings, which I have come into loving these Simply Grow worm castings, in which I use them all the time when growing, gardening, and planting. And then last but not least, we have some good old Epsom salt, which is going to be great bringing everything together. And this is just some simple Walmart Epsom salt. But like I said, I'll put links down below for everything that you need. And so from there, we're going to put, I have 7-gallon grow bags. So I like to do at least 6 gallons worth of material, in which I have a gallon Tupperware container, which I use as my measuring cup, if you will, or device. That would be better because it's not a cup, it's a Tupperware dish. But I use that as my measuring apparatus. And so what I will do is put 2 gallons of Coco Coir here, boom, like so, which is going to be magnificent. And then we have some perlite that I like to use. And so remember, perlite doesn't have any nutritional value, but it does help in the spacing out of your soil and things like that, just making sure it stays nice and aerated, which is definitely what you want in these grow bag scenarios, so that the roots can do what it needs to do, which of course is grow, be vibrant, nice, strong, and healthy. All right, let me open this up. But obviously I just have this little pan, or excuse me, pot, that we weren't using anymore. And so, hey, nothing has to go to waste when you have a garden, when you have chickens. Everything will find its use in due time. All right, so again, just making sure we have 2 gallons worth is what I am going for. So not to bore you with these necessities, I'm gonna cut over to when we use the cow manure. So now with the cow manure, I love to use the black cow manure. I've tried other ones from the big box stores, and they have had like a lot of different items in it that weren't really necessary. A lot of fillers and things like that. But I've realized and come to appreciate that black cow is pretty much straightforward, and the fact that it's some pretty straightforward cow manure. And so, you know, as a gardener, these are the things that we aspire to have, go out and buy, and maybe in some cases, like myself, laugh at the simple fact that, hey, we're out here buying cow manure. Well, I'm out here buying cow manure. Never in 1,000 years would I imagine me doing this. But nonetheless, hey, we're here. And so we're just gonna put this first gallon in. Again, making sure everything is the proper measurements is ideal and key, so that as you're growing, you can realize and know your consistencies of things. And if you want to have a proven system, you have to be consistent in what you are doing, so that you're able to track, and if necessary, make the necessary corrections, adjustments, and things like that. But quite honestly, this has been working for me tremendously well. And so if it's not broke, don't fix it, is what I was told. All right, so now at this point, we are nice and full, in which we're gonna give this a mix at this point before we add the fertilizers, which I probably could have mixed it before, because now I have the Coco Coir at the very bottom of things and not necessarily at the top, which I need it throughout and not necessarily just at the bottom, because the roots itself will need the water saturation that the Coco Coir provides. And so, yes, it's going to be nice and aerated, but I do need some of this Coco Coir at the bottom to come and rise and shine at the top. So just making sure we have a nice consistency of it all is what I'm going for. So maybe I have to do better on the next one. All right, I'm going to do better on the next one. I'm going to show y'all how to not fall into this problem, but to flow into something that's nice and beautiful that you can be proud of, and not this discombobulated mess. All right, let me get to the next one. So this time I'm going to do the mixture in the wheelbarrow. I think that'll yield me the results that I ultimately want. And so seeing if I can get 2 gallons is what I'm searching for now, which I believe I can get to stretch out a strong 1. All right, so at this point we're gonna do the same function and idea, which is to put in 2 gallons of everything. I love this stuff. This stuff being to Simply Grow. So I'm not just talking about me liking, loving things. I'm actually showing you all me using it. Because I mean, I really do like it. I really can tell the difference with my vegetables, with my crops, with my seedlings even, when I use this as opposed to when I don't use the Simply Grow worm castings. And so adding it to my fertilizer mix is what I have done each and every time I go to grow. All right, so this is what 6 gallons of beautiful, healthy, vibrant, alive soil looks like, okay? And so it's just that easy, making it yourself. You know what's in it, you know how it's gonna benefit your plants, and so obviously I recommend you to do it. And so at this point, we're just gonna put it into the grow bag. Nothing fancy or surprising at this point, but with this one, it's definitely nice and mixed in as you would want it to be, as opposed to the previous example. I did not think that through. But hey, we live and learn, we learn together. Literally. We'll put it all in. Do this again, and then I'll be able to show you all what it all looks like. 3 different bags with the beautiful mix ready for growth, which I'm gonna do some beans in it today because I have some kale that I'm gonna grow in it. No brainer. So just starting those beans off now will help encourage nitrogen into the root system, which will help bring the vibrancy of the kale up. And so that's what we're growing for, pun intended, and that's what we'll do. At this point, we're just gonna go ahead and plant 2 bush bean plants, in which, you know, you want a nice fluffy soil. So this also gives you the opportunity to get a feel for the consistency of the soil, which it is nice and fluffy, nice and aerated, which is what you want. And then we're gonna let these bad boys do what they need to do, which I'm gonna do some garlic in here as well. But in the meantime, for this video, we're just gonna do it like this and put it where it's gonna grow. All right, great people, just like that, we have the grow bags nice and ready to grow from here. And as my seedlings do grow out, I will plant those bad boys in here. I'm gonna go ahead and take them to the backyard where they will do what they need to do. But again, like I said, all the different fertilizers that I did use will be down in the description. You can purchase them off Amazon, have them at your door by the next day, and so you can go ahead and get out in the dirt as you just saw me do. You can do this too. So with that being said, great people, happy growing, happy gardening. Know that you can do it too. It'll just take, I'm gonna honestly say, an hour and a half. Hour and a half, you'll have 3 grow bags, just as myself, ready to garden and grow. Now, I will say, last but not least, I do have some extra, well, the black cow you don't get from Amazon, but I do have some extra black cow, which I will add to some grow bags in the back. But nonetheless, with it all, hey, 3 grow bags is what you're able to do from 1 black cow bag, okay? So keep those things in mind as you're looking to multiply your garden. And if grow bags is the way, and this is what it will take. So with that being said, I love you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in on today's video, and I would greatly appreciate it. See you on the next one, which we're gonna do some more gardening, guys and gals. So make sure you tune in. I'll see you then, great people. Love you. Peace.